Hello friends, welcome to all. Today we discuss the subject of a interconnected power system. In this subject, here we start with the topic of a load flow studies. In this chapter, this is a very important for the power system topic. There is a load flow studies. In the load flow studies, we basically know the what is a load, and there is a distribution system, how it is connected in the transmission line, distribution line and generation system. In this chapter we studies the basic system. There should be connected in a power flow. In the active power there is a reactive power, both are interconnected in the transmission line. Now the various parameters should be considered for the studies of the load flow. In this chapter we studies the various topic like static load flow equation, bus classification, approximate method for the load flow studies, various method in the regulation for the load flow, and very important method there is a Gauss-Seidel method. The short form is of a GS method, NR method and various other methods that are connected in a power flow system. And also we should consider in the flow chart for the algorithm basis in the GS method, algorithm of a GS method and Newton-Raphson method also we should studies in this chapter. For the more topic there should be method like fast decoupled method and decoupled load flow method. The short form of decoupled and fast decoupled is a DLF and FDLF method. Flow chart for the fast decoupled we also studies in this chapter. We know that in the load flow studies in the power system, the load flow or a power flow studies is a basically comprised for the determination of a current, voltage and active power and reactive power at a various point in the power system. They should all are operating in a normal and steady state condition. The load flow studies or a power flow analysis is a very important for the planning, controlling and operations of a existing power system as well as in a future expansion. The load flow studies is also very helpful for the effect of a new load studies, analysis of a new load studies, new load lines, new generating stations and new interconnection before installed. So first of all we all studies in the load flow and then after installation will be conducted. Various needed in the load flow studies should be explained. There are for the importance of the designing in a power system, load flow studies are very helpful for the designing in a power system and also planning for the power system and expansion of the power system. Designing, planning and expansion, we should first of all we should consider the load flow studies and then after we analysis for the designing, planning and expansion. Other topic we should needed for the load flow studies, there are providing the guidelines for the optimum operation of a power system. Providing a guidelines there should be in a power system. It is also providing a guidelines for the various power system studies. So it is a very helpful and very important topic in a power system, interconnected power system. There is a load flow studies. Now here we start with the topic of a static load flow studies and how it is work and basic equation of them in a static load flow studies. In the load flow studies and basic equation, the load flow studies provide The systematic mathematical approach to calculate the magnitude and phase angle of a voltage at the buses and also the active power and reactive power flow in the given terminal or bus condition. It is a load flow study in a mathematical model for approach the calculating a magnitude and phase angle for the voltage at the buses and active power and reactive power flow for the bus condition. It is helpful for the static load flow studies and equation. The various parameters associated in a bus system, there is we should consider for the point is a magnitude of the voltage, we should consider for the parameters. The voltage in the form of we should write is VI in a form, and phase angle of the voltage. In other parameters there is a phase angle. For the phase angle we should write here as the point of delta I. We should consider for the parameters, here it is a delta I and VI. Here it is a form of a positive or negative, but here it is a, we should write both are in this form, so it is a always positive value. There is a magnitude of a voltage, there is a positive form. Other parameters we should consider, there is a active power. Active power, the symbol of them is a Pi, and reactive power, other name of a reactive power is a volt ampere reactive power. Reactive power we should consider the symbol of a Qi. All are symbol, it is very important in a next purpose. This is a variables of associated with a power system buses. The load flow problem can be solved with the help of a load flow equation. There is a static load flow equation. There is static load flow equation. Now we know that the bus admittance matrix we should previously studies in a last chapter. There is a bus admittance matrix of a Y bus of a 3 bus power system for the load flow studies. Here it is an example, and by using this example we should properly explain the static load flow equation. In a bus admittance matrix there should be considered for the Y bus. These studies we explained in a previous chapter. Now we take example of a bus admittance matrix. There is a Y bus for the 3 bus power system. Here it is a 3 bus power system, so we should take a Y bus. The Y bus is a form of them like Y11, Y12, Y13. Next line is a Y21, Y22, Y23, and third line is a Y31, Y32 and Y33. For the voltage of them is a V1, V2 and V3 of a bus admittance matrix, and current value of them is like I1, I2 and I3. Here it is a bus admittance matrix. Here it is a bus admittance matrix of them. Now for the equation of bus 1 we can write the value of them by using this equation. It is Here it is a direct value for the equation of a bus 1. You can write the value of them by using this common equation is a y11 multiplying with v1 and is equal to I1. The same way for the bus 1 is the y12 multiply with v1 is equal to I1 and y13 into y into v1 is equal to I1. But commonly here we write the equation of them is a y11 multiply with v1 plus y12 multiply with v2 and y13 multiply with v3 is commonly equal to I1 for the bus 1 form. In the bus 2, the equation is the same form is y21 multiply with v1 plus y22 multiply with v2 and y13 multiply with y23 multiply with v3 is equal to I2 and bus 3 in the same way for the equation 1 and equation 2 we can write the bus 3 value is y31 multiply with v1 plus y32 multiply with v2 plus y33 multiply with v3 is equal to I3 value. There is a equation number 1, equation number 2 and equation number 3. We take a equation from bus 1, bus 2 and bus 3. This is now by using all this equation in a general form we can write the common equation. It is a I1, I2 and I3. It is a common value, therefore general value I suffix means 1, 2 or 3 value is equal to sigma k is equal to 1 to up to n and y ik and vk form. Here the I value where I is equal to 1, 2 up to n. The complex power injected by generating the sources into the ith bus of a power system in a given form, there is a, as we say, the complex power injected by generating the sources into ith bus in the power system is given as a commonly S suffix I is equal to P suffix I plus reactive power J into Qi, where the I value is equal to 1, 2 up to n. It is a common form by using this value is a Pi plus Jqi in a common form is a active and reactive power for them. So we can write the value of Vi into I suffix I in a conjugate form, where it is a Vi is the bus voltage at the ith bus with respect of a ground and capital I into suffix I in a star form is the sources current injected in the buses. There is a bus voltage at ith bus with respect to the ground and this form is a sources of current injected into the buses. Now for the load flow problem, is entire more conveniently the value of source is by using the I into I form, and there is a I capital I in the conjugate form. So by taking the complex conjugate by the equation number of 3, 1 and 2, we get the value of them is a common of S suffix I. So it is the equation number 4. By using the equation number 4, we can write the complex conjugate equation. There is a S I conjugate is equal to Pi minus JQi is equal to Vi conjugate into I, where I value is equal to 1, 2 up to n. Now we substituting the all I value. So for the substituting purpose, there is a I into suffix I is equal to sigma k is equal to 1 up to n value and y ik into vk. In the equation number 5, like, so we get the value of them by using this value. So we can write the value of SI form, SI conjugate is equal to Pi minus JQi is equal to, by using this equation, Vi conjugate into sigma k is equal to 1 up to n yik into vk, where the I value is equal to 1, 2 up to n. By equating the real and imaginary part, they both are separate n, so we can write the value of real and imaginary part in a both form. For the real powers, there is a Pi form. So Pi is equal to, here in a short form of a real, so it is a Re in a short value. Real form of them, this equation is a Vi conjugate sigma k is equal to 1 up to n yik into vk, and imaginary part or other name of a reactive part, there is a Qi. We all know that the reactive power, in a previous topic we can write the value of a Qi. So Qi is equal to imaginary form, the short form of Im, there is a imaginary form of them. We should write the value is Vi conjugate sigma k is equal to 1 up to n and yik into vk. There is an imaginary form of them. In a polar form, we can write the value is polar form of this value, it is Vi conjugate is equal to Vi angle delta. For the Vik, the conjugate value of them, polar form of them, it is a Yik angle theta ik, and V suffix k value is equal to Vk angle delta suffix k. From the equation number 4 and equation number 5, there is a real and reactive power flow can be expressed by using equation number 4 and equation number 5. The real power and reactive power now can be expressed in the angle of delta in form. So the angle value of them is for the real power, symbol of them is pi is equal to v suffix I sigma k is equal to 1 up to n y ik into vk. The angle of them is cos theta ik plus delta k minus theta I. It is all are in the value of them. We know that the value of voltage in a conjugate form, there is a angle of them is a negative form. So it is here we write the value of minus delta I, and theta ik and delta k, it is a positive form. There is a value of them is yik and vk. So in a polar form we should write of them is a yik delta into theta ik, and vk value of them is a vk angle delta suffix k. So here the I value, where the I value is equal to 1 2 up to n. It is equation number 6. Equation number 6. And for the reactive power, Qi is equal to Vi sigma k is equal to 1 up to n yik vk, the same form, and angle of them is a sine form. So theta sine theta ik plus delta k minus delta I. There is a negative form of them, both are in negative form, where the I value is 1 2 up to n. It is the equation number 7, but it is a reactive power equation, so here we write the value of them is a negative form. Equation number 6 and equation number 7 are said to be static load flow equation. Both are static load flow equation. So static load flow equation are depend on real and reactive power. Real power and reactive power both are also depend on angle. It is a real power angle of them is cos phi, and reactive power of angle is a sine angle. There is a theta ik delta plus delta k minus delta I, and theta ik plus delta k minus delta I. So this is a static load flow equation. By using of them we solve the various problem of a load flow analysis by using of them. Now we discuss the next point of a load flow studies. The next point is a bus classification. As we know, the bus classification in the power system are generally based on a three part. The first part of bus classification is load buses. The second part of bus classification is generator buses, and third part of them is reference buses. Other name of reference buses is slack buses. We all know of the classification of buses, but for the load buses and generator buses and reference buses, we detailed discussion are important for the load flow analysis. For the detailed explanation of a bus classification, we should consider the transmission system. For the transmission system, we should draw here the basic figure. There is a generator line. We should draw the topic of them is and bus 1 and bus 2, and there is a load line connected of them. There is a generator part, there is a transmission part, and there is a distribution side. It is a transmission part. and there is a distribution side of the load of them. The generator symbol of them is a G bus line, bus system bus 1 for them is a V1 line, and bus 2 it is a V2. We should consider in the transmission line the reactive and active power both are included of them, so we should write the form of them is P plus reactive power J into Q. Commonly form of impedance is J is and X form. It is a bus 1, it is a generator bus, we should take of them is a generator form. Bus 2 it is a load buses, and bus 1 and bus 2 are connected through the transmission line and reactance of them. It is a reactance form of them is a J into X. A bus is a node at which the transmission line, load and generator are connected of them. It is not necessary that all of them to be connected in every buses. The bus is indicated by the vertical line at which the number of components are connected. So it is a vertical line of them. The bus it is a indicated of a vertical line which the number of components are should be connected. We know that each buses in a power system is associated with the four quantities, namely there are real power, reactive power, voltage magnitude and its a phase angle. We discussed all in a previous topic. In a load flow problem, the 2 out of 4 quantities are specified and other 2 parameters are to be determined for the solution of a load flow equation. The depending value of a quantities is specified for the buses. It is a very important for the depending quantities specified for the buses. They are classified in 3 name typely of there are load buses, generator buses and reference buses. So the common say the classification of a buses are classification of buses in the common value. The type of them is a load buses, generator buses and reference buses. The generator buses is commonly known as a PQ bus. Load bus commonly known as a PQ bus, generator bus is commonly known as a PV buses, and slack bus is the other name of them is a slack bus. What is a PV bus, what is a PQ bus and what is a slack bus? Now we explain in a next video lecture. Thank you.